Hello guys, so in this video we'll understand the concept of percentages, which forms the foundation of many other topics like profit loss, interest, mixtures and data interpretation and so on. So by the end of this session you'll be able to understand what is percentages, how to convert percentages to fractions, how to find what is percentages of quantities, what is percentage increase or decrease, what are successive percentages, and what is reverse percentage. So, what is percentage? That should be a basic question. So, percentage, it basically means per hundred or percent, as this word suggests, percent. So, cent is nothing but 100. Okay, so let me write it down. So, let's say it's given as 50% means what? So, 50% means 50 per 100, which is nothing but 50 upon 100, which is 1 by 2. So basically, this is the sign for percentages. If you are not understanding what is this, so this is the sign for percentages. Let's say 25%. What does this mean? 25 per 100, which is 1 by 4. If it's given as 10 percentage, so what does this mean? This means 10 per 100, which is 1 by 10. So percentages are simply another way of expressing fractions. So to understand this better, I'll take you forward wherein you'll understand how percentages or fractions are correlated. So this is the basics table. From this table, you'll be able to understand how fractions or percentages are correlated. Let's consider a pizza. This is a pizza. Okay. So the complete part is called 1. 1 or 100%. This is one of the same thing. If I cut this pizza in two halves, let's say these are two halves. I take one half here, I take other half here. This is 1 by 2 part. This is 1 by 2 part. Also, this is 50%, right? Because I've taken half of the pizza, and so half of the pizza will become 50%. Again, if I cut this half into another halves, these are equal parts, okay? This part and this part are equal. So let me take it out. So this becomes 1 by 4, which is half of half, or 50% by 2, which is 25%. In similar manner, we can cut down this pizza in different kind of fractions or different kind of percentages. So how to understand this? So from this part, can we say 1 is equal to 100%? From this part, can we say 1 by 2 is equal to 50%? 1 is equal to 100%? And from this part, can we say 1 by 4 is equal to 25%? So this is the basic idea to understand how to convert fractions into percentages. So there are some values given in form of fractions here, and there are some values given in form of percentages here. You can just correlate each other and understand, okay, this particular fraction belongs to this particular percentage. So you can just note it down, or you can just go through it, or you can just understand with the concept of this pizza, which I told you. And you can understand, okay, 1 by 5 is how much? Dividing one pizza in 5 equal parts. So dividing one pizza in 5 equal parts, which means 100% divided by 5, which is nothing but 20%. So this is how you can convert fractions into percentages. So let's move forward. Uh, if I ask you, let's say 25% of 250 or 240, 25% of 240. So this is basically what I'm making you understand is finding percentage of quantities. So let's say what is 25%? 25% is nothing but 25 per 100, which is nothing 1 by 4. Of is interpreted as multiplication. Multiply, okay? So what does this complete sentence mean is 1 by 4 into 240. or 240 divided by 4. So 240 divided by 4 is nothing but 60. So here you don't need any formula or anything. You just have to understand or interpret how to convert this percentage in form of fractions. Then this is multiplication, and multiplication multiplicating into which quantity or which value. This is how you can understand it and you can solve it. If I take another question, which is 20% of 150. What is 20%? Let's say 20 per 100, which is 1 by 5. Of is multiply 1 by 5 into 150, which is 150 by 5. So the value becomes 30. So the core concept or the core value which you can understand from this is always try to convert percentages into fractions first. It becomes very easy and you don't need any kind of formulas or stuff if you do so. Cool. So let's move forward into other topic, which is percentage increase or percentage decrease. So let's say if a value is increased, let me write it down. Value is increased by 10%. So this means what? This means that the new value is 110% of the original. Okay. Or in other manner, let's say the value was 100 and it has increased by 10%. So 10% इंक्रीज हुआ है तो कितना इंक्रीज हुआ है 10%. 10 पर 100 इंटू 100 इंटू वैल्यू दिस बिकम्स 1 बाय 10 इंटू 100. दिस इज नथिंग बट 100 बाय 10. दिस इज नथिंग बट 10. सो 10 वैल्यू की इंक्रीमेंट हुई है विच इज 100 प्लस 10 विच इज 110 न्यू वैल्यू. यही चीज यहां पे आई हैव रिटन. कूल. So let's take one example, which is I have a price of some product which is 200 and there's an increase of 10%. So what is my new value? This is the question. So the new value or the new price, which it becomes 200 into 110 percentage. So this becomes 200 into 1.1 equals to 220. Cool. So basically what is happening here is we are treating this percentage in form of some multiplicative factor. How to understand this multiplicative factor? Okay. So let's say there's an increase of 10% and the value has become multiplicative factor has become 1.1. So for understanding this, you should recall the concept where I told you one whole is 100%, right? Now the value has become 110%. If the value has become 110%, what this value or this fraction will become? This will basically get increased from 1 because in one pizza, this was one pizza, 1 and this was 100%. If I'm increasing this value, this will also increase. राइट बिकॉज 100% अगर हमसे ऊपर जा रही है वैल्यू तो एक पिज्जा से ज्यादा की बात कर रहे हैं तो इन फ्रैक्शन ऑल्सो विल टॉक ऑफ समथिंग विच इज मोर देन 1. So here, what is happening is it is increased by 10%. So 10% increase, which is nothing but 0.1 का increase in form of fraction or 1 by 10 का increase in form of fraction. So 1 plus what? 1 by 10, which is nothing but 1.1. Okay, so this is how you can understand the concept of multiplicative factors. If there is a decrease, okay, I'll just take this place. If there's percentage decrease of 10%, 10% decrease. So 100% से कुछ कम हो रहा है. एक पिज्जा से, एक ये पिज्जा था, इसमें से 100% है और ये 1 है, राइट? तो इसमें से कुछ कम हो रहा है क्योंकि डिक्रीज हुआ है. कितना अमाउंट कम हो रहा है? दिस इज 10%. ये जो है, ये पोर्शन मैंने हटा दिया तो जो ब्लैक वाला पोर्शन है वही बचा. दैट इज ओनली द रिमेनिंग पोर्शन. सो something will be subtracted from this. If something is subtracted from this, something will be subtracted from this as well. What will be subtracted? 10%. 10% is getting subtracted. 10% is how much? 1 by 10. Okay. So how much does this become in form of fraction? 1 minus 1 by 10. This is how much? 1 minus 0.1. This is 0.9. So can you understand one thing, which is 10% increase में या decrease में 0.1 का difference is coming? Let it be in form of increase or in form of decrease. Let's say if there's 20% का decrease or increase. So in 20%, can we say 0.1 into 2, which becomes 0.2 का multiplicative factor will come up. So if you can understand this thing, I'll just clear this. Yeah. So if you can understand this above complete thing, if I ask you 25% increase, so what will be the MF? MF is nothing but multiplication factor. Multiplication factor. If there's a 25% increase, so 10% में क्या हुआ था? 10% increase में it increased by 0.1. 20% में क्या हुआ? It increased by 0.2. So 25% में it will increase by how much? This is the question. So can I say from this that 1% में it will increase by 0.01? So 25% में I'll have to multiply it this. This will become 0.25. So basically you just have to understand that 1% में it is increasing by 0.01 or decreasing by 0.01. If it is increasing by 0.01, so, and I'm asking 25% increase, so MF will become 1 plus 0.25. This becomes 1.25. And if there is a question 25% decrease, so it will become 1 minus 0.25, which is 0.75. So these are some of the basic concepts of percentage increase and percentage decrease. So going forward, I'll make you understand what is successive percentage change. Successive percentage change. You might be remembering I asked you a question, if like, or better, let me ask you guys one question. If I gave you a sale wherein I told that there is a 50% sale plus 20% sale. So does this mean 70% का sale होगा? No, it doesn't mean that. इसका मतलब ये है कि जो पहली क्वांटिटी है उस पे 50% का सेल आएगा. लेट्स से द कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्ट वाज 100. ओके, तो 100 में 50% का सेल आएगा. तो 50% ऑफ 100 इज 1/2 इंटू 100 विच इज 50. तो अभी जो न्यू वैल्यू होगी इस पोजीशन पे, जो न्यू वैल्यू होगी, सेल है. सेल मतलब क्या कि वैल्यू कम होनी है. तो 100 माइनस 50, दिस बिकम्स 50. दिस इज माई न्यू वैल्यू. ओके, नाउ जो अब जो 20% का सेल होगा वो इस चीज पे लगेगा. अगर 20% का सेल इस चीज पे लगता है, सो दिस बिकम्स 20/100 इंटू 50. दिस इज 10. सो अब जो 10 है उतने अमाउंट का डिक्रीमेंट होगा 50 में. ये बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट है सक्सेसिव परसेंटेज चेंज का. सो 10 का डिक्रीमेंट होगा तो कितना बनेगा? 50 माइनस 10 इज इक्वल टू 40. सो द फाइनल प्राइस आफ्टर 50% प्लस 20% का सेल इज, फाइनल प्राइस बिकम्स 40. दिस इज नॉट इक्वल टू 70% का सेल. This is the basic concept for this, wherein what we are doing is, I'll recall, first मैं पहले जो परसेंटेज है, यहाँ पे 50% था, तो पहले जो परसेंटेज है, लेट्स से वी वैल्यू है, ठीक है, वी वैल्यू है, वो इस पे इक्वेट करेंगे. फिर जो न्यू वी, नई वी वैल्यू आएगी, न्यू वी, ओके, वो मैं 20% पे इक्वेट करूंगा. देन जो भी आंसर आएगा दैट विल बी माई फाइनल आंसर. So this is how you calculate for successive percentage change. There is also one formula, basic formula. It's better if you don't by heart it, but just for the sake of telling, I'm telling you, it's better if you go with this procedure. Calculate for one, then get the value and take that value as the principal amount and calculate for the other value. So the formula becomes A plus B plus AB by 100. This is my formula. for net change. Okay. So there's one more topic which is reverse percentage. I'll just clear this board and I'll explain you guys here itself. There's one more topic which is reverse percentages. So in some of the problems, the final value is given and the original value must be found. Let's say let's take one example that after 20% increase, price becomes 240. So I just have to find out the original price. Okay? Let me write down the question, complete question, original price. So I'll assume this as P. I'll assume this as P. So अगर मेरे पे ओरिजिनल प्राइस होती तो क्या होता? तो 20% का क्या हुआ है? इंक्रीज हुआ है. 20% का इंक्रीज हुआ है विच मीन्स इट बिकेम 120% और इट बिकेम 1.2 मल्टीप्लीकेशन फैक्टर. सो P इंटू 1.2 इज इक्वल टू 240. अगर मेरे पास P होता और मैं P में 1.2 मल्टीप्लाई करता तो मेरे को 240 आना चाहिए था. दिस इज द बेसिक क्वेश्चन. सो P इज इक्वल टू 240 अपॉन 1.2. जब भी मल्टीप्लिकेशन को दूसरे साइड लेके जाते हैं वो डिवीजन बन जाता है और डिवीजन को हम दूसरे इक्वल टू के दूसरे साइड लेके जाते हैं तो वो मल्टीप्लिकेशन बन जाता है. दिस इज द बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट. सो व्हाट विल बी द वैल्यू? दिस विल बिकम 2400 by 12. I've removed this decimal place and there's just one value. So 10 came here. So this is the value. This became 200. So the original price was P was 200. This is how you can calculate reverse percentages. So this is what uh, I wanted to cover basically for percentages. So the common errors, there are some common errors which everyone makes, like adding percentages directly, ignoring change in base values. I'll just write down everything. What people do is they add percentages directly. Other thing is they ignore change in base value. Change in base value means if I say that you are given 50% plus 20%, there's a sale of 50% and plus 20%, which I told you. You just have to understand that the new value, इस new value पे ये 20% calculate होगा. You don't have to calculate the original value. इस पे ये पूरा calculate नहीं करना है. This is wrong. This is right. So ignore change in base value. This is what everyone do wrong. Like this is the basic common error which you guys can do or it happens in hurry or somewhat things. Other thing is people go for formulas. Don't go for formula. Try to do as easy as possible. Try to convert it in fractions and do the things as so on. So these are some of the topics which we covered. So which are meaning of fractions, fraction conversions, and meaning of percentages, finding percentages of quantities, increase and decrease of percentage, successive percentage change, and reverse percentage. These concepts will help you form foundation for various arithmetic topics going forward. Hope you liked my video. We'll see you in further videos.